KYCN News Update. Why was Jussie Smollett's alleged attack by white nationalists carried out by black men? Of all the inconsistencies surrounding the Jussie Smollett case, perhaps the strangest of all is not about the embattled Empire actor's guilt or innocence, but about his alleged decision to choose Nigerians to pose as white MAGA hat-wearing Trump supporters. Throughout the course of the investigation, this anomaly has been glaringly obvious and yet widely overlooked and underreported by mainstream news media sources. What would motivate Smollett to hire two Nigerian men to stage a racially motivated hate crime on a black man? Perhaps the answer lies somewhere within the political intrigue surrounding the case. In addition to his long-standing Hollywood connections, Smollett has also maintained close ties to key figures in Chicago politics, including former President Barack Obama, former First Lady Michelle Obama, and Rainbow Push Coalition founder and two-time presidential candidate, the Reverend Jesse Jackson. But the theory that the well-connected Smollett perpetrated such an ill-conceived hoax on the Chicago Police Department suggests a major inconsistency that seems to have originated beyond Smollett's own high-powered circle, whose interests would be best served by Smollett's alleged assault to have been carried out by perps who fit the mainstream white nationalist Trump supporter narrative. By reason of Chicago-based FBI Special Agent Greg Wing, head of the Child Trafficking and Child Prostitution Task Force, having been assigned to the Smollett case, citizen journalist and alternative news source The Amazing Polly offers an intriguing and plausible theory.
What if Special Agent Greg Wing of the Child Sex Trafficking Task Force was called into the Jussie Smollett investigation right off the bat because it was a sting operation? I believe it's possible that Jussie Smollett, along with several other people, highly placed players, perhaps his agency, which I can't figure out who his agent is. Perhaps some of these scammy lawyers like Michael Avenatti or Mark Garagos. Perhaps politicians that knew them and had something to gain, like Kamala Harris, who was introducing an anti-lynching bill at the time of Jussie Smollett's attack. And Jussie Smollett's attack allowed Kamala Harris to grandstand and say, look, white people are still attacking black people and fake lynching them with ropes around their neck. It allowed her to grandstand and get her bill passed on that. What if Special Agent Greg Wing was already on to some of the big players who did the sex trafficking in Hollywood? Because if you recall, he didn't say Hollywood encourages pimp culture. He said individuals in Hollywood hooked up with the celebrity pimps of Chicago. He probably knows which individuals he's talking about there. So, my hypothesis is that perhaps Jussie Smollett had been trafficked when he was a child in Hollywood, along maybe with his 5 brothers and sisters. Did you know that the Smollett family was in, all 6 kids, was in a sitcom when they were younger? That's right. Perhaps since back then, they've been involved in this world. And perhaps Greg Wing figured that out. And let's think, what would you do if you were trying to bust up this celebrity pimp and Hollywood scheme? You could wait for an opportunity and enact a sting. So here's my proposition. What if Smollett and his co-conspirators, Kamala Harris, some lawyers, some agents from Hollywood, they cooked up this whole Jussie gets attacked in the middle of the night on the street by two white guys with MAGA hats who say that it's MAGA country. And they put a rope around his neck. And then they plan to use this in the news to help all of their careers and make money somehow and shape the narrative. But Greg Wing catches on. Maybe he sees, maybe they've intercepted text messages or phone calls through some kind of wiretap scenario. And what if instead of stopping it, what they did was they replaced the two white guys that were supposed to attack Jussie Smollett with two black guys who were working for them. And then they let the attack happen. So Jussie Smollett's playing his role like the actor he is. He goes to get his sandwich at 4 o'clock in the morning. He gets attacked, and he realizes during the attack, these aren't white guys. How am I going to tell this story now? But he wants to tell the story, and he has to call the police. It's part of the script. So he does, and he says they're white guys. He tells the story just like he's supposed to. And then, surprise, tape comes out showing that it was black guys. This blows the whole narrative, doesn't it? This blows the whole narrative. And then the swamp creatures have to all kind of expose themselves when they try to enact their cover-up, when they scramble and they try to make a new narrative out of the new facts that have come out. And we have seen them expose themselves.
If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button and bell icon and receive instant notifications from KYCN Radio so you'll never miss new uploads. Enjoy your day, and thanks for watching.